Buck the World. And he drops March 20th, and I'm the cleanup man for all the ones that had speculations about whatever up with the unit. I come to clear it up for you. So I'm here, I'm available for everything. I've been running around the streets, and the streets love Buck. So at the end of the day, when I see you in traffic, just let me know you love me.
Trying to sabotage me, pull my music down, seeing ceases desist everywhere. Put up little posters and jokeful ass posters while you do weak ass shit behind my back and try to keep me tied to a contract. If you such a real, why don't you let me go?
Oof, just when we thought the G-Unit drama was dead and buried, it explodes all over again. And baby, this time it's personal. Buck's behind bars, 50 Cent's cracking jokes on the sidelines like it's Comedy Central, and the beef between these two just got ugly. But hold on tight because it gets even messier. So 50 went off, like really went off. He finally spilled the real tea on why he kicked young Buck out of G-Unit. And let's just say it wasn't pretty. Buck, he ain't taking this lying down. Word on the street is he's sending threats straight from jail. Yup, he's locked up but still trying to check 50 Cent from the inside, and now fans are split. Some say Buck is finally about to explode after years of being publicly clowned. Others say he's just pointing fingers at 50 instead of owning up to his own mess. But Chile, how did it get this bad? Why is Buck blaming 50 for the downfall of his whole life? And what really happened behind the G-Unit fallout? Let's break it all down. It all started when Buck, real name David Brown, landed in a Tennessee courtroom on Monday, April 7th. It wasn't just another court visit either. This was a bond hearing that quickly turned into a hot mess.
Now, after repeated violations of his bond supervision, Tennessee native and straight out of Cashville rapper Young Buck now is to serve time.
So Sumner County officials say there was a hearing earlier this week to revoke bond for David Darnell Brown, otherwise known as Young Buck. A criminal court judge ordered that Brown serve 30 days in the Sumner County jail. The judge will then set a new bond. Brown is scheduled for a jury trial on July 24 on multiple charges, including domestic assault and possession of a weapon by a convicted felon.
The judge straight up revoked Buck's bond and threw him back in jail for 30 days. The reason? Repeated violations of bond supervision. According to Sumner County Assistant CE Eric Malden, Buck had been missing his mandatory check-ins appointments that were required twice a month. But some baby, you had one job. Let's rewind for context. Buck had already caught multiple charges, but somehow managed to score a $60,000 0 cents bond. That should have been his second chance, but instead, he fumbled the bag again. The court was like, you clearly didn't learn the first time, and tossed him right back in. The judge is hoping a little jail time will finally get through to him, but one person who is definitely living for this chaos? 50 Cent. Let's be real. If there's one thing 50's gonna do, it's clown someone when they're down. And Buck, oh, he just became the latest feature on 50's Instagram meme parade. 50 posted Buck's mugshot with the caption, "Damn, how'd that head get like that? Police must have hit him in the head."
Yikes.
The internet was howling, but Buck, he was not laughing. Word is, he sent a sharp warning to 50 straight from his jail cell. Fans aren't even surprised. Buck's been holding back for years, quietly eating all the trolling from 50. But this was the straw that broke the camel's back. And this ain't even the first time Buck's barked back. Remember, in 2019, Buck was ready to drop his album, finally bouncing back, but instead of support, 50 trolled him again. Hard. 50 jumped on IG and posted, "Young Buck is almost ready to drop his album. He worked hard on this project. I told him his personal choice to date a will confuse some of his core audience, but with the support of the LGBT, he should be fine." Yeah, 50 was throwing shade about those old rumors around Buck and trans women. Messy, messy, messy.
I think it was last year, someone approached you, I think, in a grocery store. You were with your girl. You're talking all that trans stuff. And it started to escalate. At one point, you said, "I got something in the car."
Yeah, I had something wrong with it. I mean, I'm gonna keep it solid with it. And he, the individual that played that role, you know what I'm saying? He ain't nowhere to be found around throughout here. You know, it's kind of hard to play from that perspective with an individual like me and then expect for things to be easy for you. You know, it's just the aura and stereotype of what the 50 brought, so brings to the table.
But Buck, he wasn't about to let that slide. He hopped on IG Live and finally clapped back. For the first time ever, he told 50 to cut the nonsense and threatened to hit back.
I thought you was 50 Cent. I've been around from you for a long time. I thought you had some real tendencies, homie. I'm a phone call away or a face-to-face meeting away with anything. Man, you're a real life sucker. trying to manipulate the fans' minds and play with these people. Tell these people all these old fake ass, false ass lies and shit. And your head, homie, let them know that all I'm doing is trying to get rid of I'm trying to fulfill whatever was there to keep it moving. You trying to sabotage me, pull my music down, send ceases desist everywhere, put up little posters and jokeful ass posters while you do weak ass shit behind my back and try to keep me tied to a contract. If you such a real, why don't you let me go?
And then he said the unthinkable.
You understand what I'm saying? And we fight the battle like that. What you scared for, sucker? Line me up like Ja Rule. Ball for ball with me. Play that game. You scared? You want to do sucker shit. You ain't gonna get away from me, though. Hey, man, all y'all, man, I enjoyed it. I damn this. I wanted to come in there, but I started to come all that had to stop me. Then I started to put the laughing faces up under you. You look like an idiot right now, man. Straight up, But hey, if that's what floats your boat, man, do what you do. All I'm gonna do is let you know, though, you know how I'm coming. It's understood. All your little gay games you playing and all that old suck-ass shit you doing around here on the social media, this shit don't work, homie. You understand what I'm saying? Get out of here, nigga. What was you ain't had a hit. You ain't even been involved in music. I dare you to pick up a mic and come this way, nigga. I'ma slice your ass. But I'm doing this shit conservatively. I'm gonna get away from your bitch ass. I'm getting up out this contract and I'm gonna serve your bitch ass. We gonna play the game. We gonna see who Ja Rule who, bitch. I'm talking about.
He said he was gonna J Rule 50 if he didn't back down. Whew. That's fighting words in hip-hop. We all remember what 50 did to J. Rule's career. And Buck, he wasn't afraid to return the favor. Now, that might have made sense back then, but this time, fans ain't buying it. Most people think Buck is just lashing out and using 50 as a scapegoat because according to 50 and even GUnit's Tony Yayo, Buck brought all this chaos on himself. Over the years, 50's aired out exactly why he booted Buck from GUnit, and spoiler alert, it was a whole mess of bad decisions and blown chances. Let's go back. While on tour, Buck would blow through all his money like it was nothing. Tony Yayo once said this man would literally buy 3 to 4 cars while they were still on tour. Not after, not when the checks cleared, during. He was burning through his concert money like it was Monopoly cash.
Buck was the type go on tour, come back home, he done spent $250,000.
Right.
He done bought some cars. The living room is all white. Nigga bed I got the regular bed. He got the bed with the TV coming out. He just bought a new chain.
Right.
He chilling with BMF. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm at home chilling. Buck chilling with BMF. You going broke, bro. Me's richer than all these. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. He was chilling with BMF.
Right.
I done seen Buck tell a girl, take the card, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Take the card, you know what I mean? That money, it can go fast.
That's not just bad budgeting, that's career suicide. And it didn't stop there.
When you from the street and, you know, you go on tour and you make, you know, $400,000, $300,000, and the money comes in like a couple of 2 months.
Yeah.
And you know, you got your credit card, you got girls now.
Yeah.
You got the ladies now.
Right. That's where most of the money's going.
Look, you got the ladies now. You know, you got girl over here, you paying for this, you're paying for that, you're shopping now. You know, I would say Buck was just a spontaneous buyer. Like he'll see a car, buy it.
You said that he would shop at the airport.
Yeah,
that's one of the things I remember you saying. Like he would buy out the airport shops where the price is like 3 times as high.
Buck will buy all the weed. Like say a nigga got 2-3 pounds of weed, he'll buy all the weed so nobody else can smoke. He was just like, yo, this nigga bought all the jars. Like, nigga, save us something. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying to you is I feel like, you know, us being young black men from the hood and that money comes so fast, we not thinking about the tax part of it.
Turns out, Buck had a serious weed problem, and we're not talking an ounce or 2, no ma'am. He was buying 2 to 3 pounds at a time. 50 and Tony were floored. Like, why are you out here buying in bulk like it's Costco?
$400,000. You know, you got a grace period to pay. Say you spend $200,000 out that $400,000, The other 200 still there because tax is giving you a grace period to pay that. You might not have to pay that till 2-3 years later. And you don't realize that till tax time come around and you like, damn.
It's piling up.
Oh, these niggas, 125 on 150. I've been spending a lot of money. We ain't been on tour in a minute. You know, and you just live and you learn, man.
Well, at that point, Buck is out of GUnit. And he ends up dropping a diss record with Game.
He did?
I think so.
I didn't remember that, yeah.
To break it down, an ounce runs about $200, 0 cents. A pound, that's 10 times more. And this was during the sour diesel and granddaddy perp era. Everyone wanted it. But while normal folks were rolling up a joint and chilling, Buck was out here blowing pounds with his broke homies from Nashville and paying for everything, like it was a group picnic. Even back in 2008, 50 was trying to warn the world. In an MTV interview, he hinted that Buck had serious issues. Buck's probably high right now. He doesn't even get high anymore. He just maintains his high. That's dark. Meanwhile, 50 was all about business. He wasn't touching drugs, not even casually. In a 2011 interview with Piers Morgan, he said, "I don't actually use drugs. It was an easy option. You can either take $10, 0 cents and buy weed or put it in your pocket." So when you look at it from 50's POV, it makes sense. He's out here trying to build an empire. Meanwhile, Buck's spiraling, and 50 didn't want that energy infecting the crew.
About you, which I found surprising. I don't want to insult you by saying that, but I remember asking you, how many drugs have you taken?
Right, and I don't actually use drugs. It was a
never taken drugs?
No, it was an easy option. It was either you can take $10 or $5 that you spent on buying weed to smoke it or put it in your pocket. My motivation at that point, it wasn't like I was making the decision to do it with the comfort of having things just around me at access. There weren't things around. Like it was.
But most people of your peer group at the time would have been taking drugs. So it showed a self-discipline, which is odd in a boy of that age.
And I got a chance to see a lot of my mother was one of 9. So I got a chance to watch a lot of my mother's sisters and brothers at different periods, like experiment with the usage of drugs.
That's exactly why 50 cut him off. Not out of malice, but because Buck was dragging himself down and 50 wasn't about to drown with him.
Hey, drop him off the label. He's actually Young Buck, a solo artist on GUnit Records.
Right.
And he could continue.
You have a financial interest in that part.
Yeah, so he could continue to do what he was doing there. But I don't need that within the actual group because it causes friction, it causes problems. So now, what happens when you got Tony feeling like I'm letting him get away with all of that?
What happens?
Now let's talk about the money. Back in 2008, Buck and 50's relationship truly hit rock bottom. 50 publicly shamed him, calling out his reckless spending. Rumors swirled that Buck owed massive debts to the IRS. And guess who stepped in? 50. He reportedly loaned Buck money to clean up his taxes, but Buck didn't pay him back. Instead of being grateful, Buck let the tension escalate until 50 went full petty. He released a recorded phone call where Buck was straight up crying and begging him for help.
I done said things, and I'm aware of some of the things that I done said, but I don't want you to feel like by false feel that I'm a game or a smurf. None of them niggas, man. Like I ain't no nigga that, like, even if you get the worstest to me, it's nothing that I could ever say to you, bro. I'm that type of nigga. That, like, I'm serious. Like, it's nothing, like, nothing. This is 50.com. And I couldn't even make a verse I couldn't write a rap negative in my mind and my train of thought.
It was brutal. But 50 wasn't just mad about the money, he was furious about the loyalty. See, Buck was caught cozying up with 50's enemies like The Game after The Game had been kicked out of GUnit. That was a straight up betrayal. During a Vlad TV interview, Buck tried to defend himself. As soon as he kicked me out, I'm like, what the F is this about? He said it was cause I'm cool with Game and them, but I didn't go out being buddy-buddy with them. He claimed it was all just circumstance. They tell me we F with you, we just don't mess with dude. But in 50's eyes, that was enough. No excuses. And when 50 cut him off, he didn't just fire him from GUnit, he told Buck's manager, the same manager they both shared, to drop him too. Manager. He wore all the hats. He wasn't just a manager, he was producing tracks, running the business, managing GUnit operations top to bottom. But once he and 50 had a falling out, Buck was stuck, completely stuck. I had to decide, do I stay with him as my manager or do I walk away? But let's be real, Buck didn't have a choice. 50 had already made the decision for him. He told the whole squad to get new management, and that left Buck with nothing. No crew, no support, no career direction. What did Buck do? He filed for Chapter 13 bankruptcy. That was rock bottom. And even after all this, after losing his position, his management, and basically his entire music family, Buck still has the audacity to claim he doesn't know why 50 iced him out. Fast forward to January 2024, Buck sat down for an interview on Steve-O's Wild Ride, and what he said had fans clutching their pearls. He straight up played dumb like he was the victim in all this. I don't know what I did to make him want to see me not feed my children. 50 is his own person, but I would never wish death or want to see him not feed his family. He went on to say, yeah, we had our misunderstandings. I don't even call them beefs. But to discredit me, to try to damage my character, put out all these false narratives, why are you doing this to me? And then he hit fans with the guilt card, talking about how he used to look up to 50. You're rich, my man. You're doing your thing. I love your TV show, Power. Why are you doing this to me? We were once brothers. He even added, I've always looked at you as my big bro. Yes, I made mistakes too, but I've never tried to take food out of your mouth. Now fans are like, wait a second. Are we watching Buck try to flip the script here? He's trying to act like the victim in this whole thing, like 50 just woke up one day and decided to ruin his life. But let's not forget, it wasn't 50 who hung out with the enemies. It wasn't 50 blowing thousands of dollars on weed and random cars. And it definitely wasn't 50 who ended up back in jail for breaking bond conditions. So the real question is, why is Buck acting like he's clueless? Truth is, 50 already addressed this kind of selective memory years ago. During a Hot 97 interview, he gave his side loud and clear. A lot of times, people don't see what the other person is doing. They don't understand the cause and effect. They just see me and think I'm the bad guy. He added, it's crazy when I see people showing me different things within their character. Once I see that, I don't value them anymore. So from 50's perspective, Buck dug his own grave. He was just too deep in the drama to see it. But let's be honest, this feud didn't have to go this far. Buck had the chance to rebuild, to grow, to fix it. But instead of learning from his mistakes, he chose to play the blame game. Now he's behind bars again, and rumors are flying that he's sending threats from prison. And the internet, divided as ever. Some fans are saying Buck's just fed up. He's been the punchline of 50's jokes for years. Maybe he's finally had enough. Maybe he's ready to fight back. Others, they're calling his bluff. They're saying this whole threat from prison energy is just a cry for attention, a distraction from his actual problems. And honestly, who's right? Because on one hand, you can't blame someone for snapping when they're constantly being dragged through the mud by a former friend turned foe. But on the other hand, you gotta own your role in the downfall. You can't scream victim when you lit the match. Let's not forget, GUnit was a machine, and Buck had a front row seat to greatness. But instead of capitalizing on the platform, he let his ego, his spending habits, and his personal choices destroy the bag. And now, he's out here acting like 50 burned his house down when really, he was the one holding the match the entire time. The fact that he's still blaming 50 for why he can't feed his kids in 2024 is wild. Like, sir, it's been over a decade. What have you done since? Where's the personal accountability? And fans have been noticing the pattern too. Every time something goes wrong, Buck's response seems to be, 50 did this to me. But at some point, that narrative just doesn't stick anymore, especially when 50 has receipts. Remember that crying phone call he dropped? The one where Buck was begging him for help like it was life or death? That wasn't just a moment of weakness, it was a symbol of just how deep Buck was in and how little power he had left. That call made it crystal clear 50 wasn't the villain, he was the one who tried to help, only to get stabbed in the back. And let's not forget the loyalty issues. 50 may be petty, but he rides hard for his crew. If he feels like you've betrayed him, that's it. You're dead to him. No turning back. Buck hanging with the likes of The Game, Jim Jones, Jadakiss, after all that tension, that was a red line. Even if Buck says it was accidental or that he wasn't really friends with them, it doesn't matter. The optics were bad. The message was loud and clear. I'm not riding for you anymore, 50. So when 50 cut him off, it wasn't just about business, it was personal. He felt betrayed. And when 50 feels betrayed, baby, the gloves are off. Now, fast forward to today, and Buck's still trying to act like this was all one big misunderstanding. But 50, he's not even mad anymore. He's laughing, he's trolling, he's memeing Buck like he's a walking punchline. And that's what hurts the most. Because Buck remembers when they were tight, when 50 was his mentor, his friend, his big bro. Now, he's just another meme on 50's IG story. But deep down, beneath the anger, the threats, the interviews, Buck probably still wants that old bond back. You can hear it in his voice when he talks about Power. When he says, I still love your show, that's not beef, that's heartbreak. But whether they'll ever make peace? Highly unlikely. Too much has been said, too many bridges burned, too many petty jabs, leaked calls, and Instagram posts. And now, with rumors swirling that Buck is threatening 50 from behind bars, baby, this drama's on a whole new level. If Buck really tries to retaliate, he better be ready because 50 doesn't play fair, he plays petty. And in that arena, 50 always wins. So what do you think? Is Buck really that clueless about why 50 iced him out, or is he just playing the sympathy card? And if the threats are real, is this feud about to go full Ja Rule again? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to check out the next video that breaks down how this whole GUnit saga fell apart piece by piece. Piece by piece.